No one is going to listen to this. Of this, I am certain. Now, you might prove me wrong. Who knows? I've got this problem. See, I create things, and I am so sure that the things I create will take off and get popular. And as most creators experience, they don't take off. So I move on to the next thing, the next big idea, the next kind of video, the next audio podcast or graphics or creative writing or whatever. And I go in with this big plan and this big vision, and I'm convinced that the thing I am creating is going to hit it. It's going to take off. It's going to be huge. And after a while, like always, I find myself basically playing to an empty room where occasional friends and family, folks that may have supported previous projects for a little while, show up and give me a hey man, we still love you nod, and it doesn't go anywhere after that. So playing to an empty room gets really old, and I get frustrated and drop it, move on to nothing for a while before I come up with another brilliant idea. But not this time. This time I have decided that I'm going to create something with the understanding that it is going to go nowhere. This time I know that I'm going to fail in advance. And the purpose is, I guess, one part personal therapy in a way, and take all that pressure off myself and go in with zero expectations, knowing that nobody's going to listen and nobody's going to care and nobody's going to make it successful or popular, and see if I'm okay with that, and see if by some stupid twist of universal fate, not chasing fame and success with this project might actually change the outcome. Again, who really knows? So I think this, I guess, is episode 0, and I guess in episode 0 of podcasts, you're supposed to kind of set it up and set expectations and kind of go through some motions of what this thing is and what it's about and what it's going to do. And so there's that part. I've done one previous podcast, attempted to do a more professional level podcast, and again, it just kind of didn't go anywhere, and I was just another voice in a cacophony of voices that are out there. So I got a little experience with some podcasting, and again, I'm just going to try and do things a little differently here. One of the things that kind of frustrated me with podcasting is just trying to sort out the best platform to use for podcasting. I previously used Podbean. I actually have some friends that are in more of a professional space, I guess. I don't know if it's professional, because they're kind of, they're like me. They're making something and they're trying to get it seen and get popular with it, and it's a very niche kind of podcast, and they're doing fairly well for themselves. They're using a platform, I can't even remember what they said it was. It was like, I forget the name of the platform. It doesn't matter, but it costs them like $20 a month, because it's a certain amount of storage space where you can have these files saved, and a certain amount of bandwidth where you can only have so many people listen to it every month before they cut it off. And I've been down that road too, of paying money for services to host my thing that I'm creating, and frankly I'm not interested in that anymore. I don't want to sink any more money into a hobby right now. And that's I think one of the perspectives about understanding that this thing is going to fail is looking at it like a hobby, and realizing, like, okay, take the example of someone who golfs on the weekends, right? That individual has probably, if they take it seriously as a hobby, has likely invested hundreds of dollars into gear and equipment and clubs and a bag and balls and clothing and gloves and all the other expenditures that you have in that kind of a hobby, or someone who builds cars or modifies and customizes cars. Well, yeah, the graphics that they make for their cars, or the light bars under the side rails, or the spoilers, or the custom hoods. Yeah, people invest money into their hobbies, with no expectation that they're ever going to, end up in some semi-pro or pro position where they're all of a sudden being recognized and making a living off of the thing that they're doing. So for me, I've never done any of those things, and I'm not, again, particularly interested in laying out funds and cash to support a hobby. I get enjoyment out of the things I make, but I also I'm a little frugal. I need to know that I'm getting a return on my investment, and so far that's never really happened. So in terms of the logistics, I guess, around this thing, I think I'm going to be recording weekly. I think if I figure out another way to do this, I might possibly do it daily. I don't know. I've kind of gotten frustrated with trying to be here and make these things with my family around me, or my wife's next to me or near me, and I've reached a level of self-consciousness. Like I know I'm projecting onto someone else, but I look at it and go, if that were me watching someone else do what I do, I'd be looking at it and going, oh Christ, here he goes again. So this is a Monday morning, and I have Mondays off. So my wife is off to work, and my kids are off to the new version of school in pandemic world. And I've got this quiet time by myself where I can just talk to a microphone and not feel self-conscious about it. So that's what I'll do primarily, is record these things on Mondays and throw them out there, and whatever happens, because another portion of, I guess, episode 0 here is talking about the fact that I'm not going to promote this thing. I've been around the block so many times now with social media accounts and freaking, it's exhausting. Facebook and Twitter and Instagram, and you can't really do Reddit because they don't want you promoting your own self on Reddit, and it's exhausting. Social media is absolutely exhausting and soul crushing, and I am so over trying to get people's eyeballs and earlobes on the things I'm creating and feeling like I'm screaming into the wind. I'm not interested anymore. I don't want to put that time and effort in. I don't want to, schedule posts and hashtags and links and all this other I'm just over it. I can't do it anymore. I need to create. I need to say things. I need to put stuff down on digital paper and create, but I can't. I just can't handle the stress and anxiety of trying to get people to look at it. Because the truth of the matter is, with social media, and I think I'll probably talk about this in another episode, is it's just an echo chamber, right? The only people you reach on these social media platforms are people who are doing the exact same thing you're doing. They're trying to get eyeballs on their thing, and you're trying to get their eyeballs on your thing, and everybody's just like, yeah, no, I don't care about you. I'm going to show you that I support you. No, you really don't. And we just need to be honest about that. But that's another, we'll have another conversation. I intend to walk down the path of all of the eventual failures that I have experienced in the last 15 years of trying to be a creator in different genres and different platforms and different styles, and talk about what I was thinking and what I did and what that's all about to me personally. And again, I think that'll be kind of the therapeutic thing where I See, I gotta be careful because I just got done saying that I'm not going to set goals and I'm not going to have any expectations for these things. And yet, all of a sudden, I find myself wondering if maybe doing this project, doing it the way I'm doing, will achieve some kind of catharsis for me. And well, you just got done saying you're not going to have some big lofty goal, and here you are saying that you're going after a goal. That doesn't make any sense. So, again, logistically, I think what I'm going to do, I arrived at Anchor here. I think it seems like it's got the least amount of restrictions and limitations, so it'll probably work well for what I'm going to try to do. But I know long term the issue becomes where something like this gets archived, or does it have to be deleted and you run out of storage space, and all of that garbage is just pointless to me. So I think YouTube is the way to go. I have, oh good Christ, I have a total of 3 YouTube channels, maybe 4. 4, I think. And you know, one of them is way more active than the rest. But the bottom line is it's free. It costs nothing. You can just put unlimited amounts of data up there in YouTube's clouds, and they don't charge you a friggin' penny for it. So I think that's probably my best bet, is to once if Anchor or whoever decides that they no longer want to let me keep these old episodes, episode 0 here or whatever else, I could just turn around and put it up on the YouTube thing, with the same idea, with the same understanding that it's more than likely, it's almost a certainty that nobody will see it, nobody will subscribe to it, nobody will follow it. I'm basically going to use YouTube as a great big Google Drive, and that's kind of my my loophole with those folks. So, something that I haven't addressed in the entire how long have I been talking now? 12 minutes that I've been talking, is who I am, and it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I've spent years trying to get people to know my name. And for a long time, I even used a pseudonym, a stage name, and busted my tail to try and get people to know that name. And, oh man, there's probably a grand total of about 100 people that know either one of those names as associated with someone who creates things. And I don't think that's going to change. So who I am is irrelevant. It doesn't matter. I'm not going to tell you my name. I'm not going to tell you where I am. I'm not even going to tell you the names of the previous creative ventures that I've been on. I'll tell their stories. I'll share those and document those for posterity, I guess, for myself. But I'm not going to sit here and try to have you recognize who I am. I think I'm going to just let these sort of lucid verbal essays speak for themselves and stand on their own in whatever form or capacity. And if someone comes across this and sees it and says, that's interesting, they might listen. They might give it a, I don't know, like and share and subscribe and all that other bull crap. But they probably won't. And this whole thing is an exercise in making sure that I'm okay with that. Again, to find out what happens if I do this with zero expectations of success or return on investment. So I think that's everything I wanted to say for the first time. Again, I'll get into a mixture of the things that I have created in the past 15 years, what happened to them, and what you know, at a high level, what went right, what went wrong, and why I eventually dropped it and moved on to the next thing. For now, I will say that I'm pretty sure, even if somebody did start listening to this 14 minutes and 35 seconds ago, that they are definitely not listening now. So there's no point in saying anything beyond. I thank you for letting me ramble, hopefully coherently, for a few minutes. And I guess I will make another one of these soon and put it up and then move on with life. Thanks for listening. Have a good one.